Good day, everyone. So, I'd like to share a story, but there's also a revelation and a message in it as well. All right, so I think it was on Monday or Tuesday, I was at work and I was talking to one of my students. And, before our lesson started, we had like a little free talk for like the first 5 minutes. And she was telling me about, how she and her friends went out recently, and it was one of her friends' birthday, and they wanted to have an Australian experience. And, so I asked her, what did you have? And she said kangaroo dumplings and some other. When I heard the kangaroo dumpling, I immediately paused and I said, "What?" She said she had kangaroo dumplings. And I said, "Australia, they eat the kangaroos?" No, maybe I am too naive living in this world, but I did not know that Australians eat kangaroos. I thought kangaroos were like family to Australia. I thought they were all family. Like, I actually didn't know that they eat kangaroos. And then she started to tell me that, they have grilled kangaroos and, they would use their nuts to make souvenirs. And I'm like, what? And let me tell you, man, for the whole time, my spirit was churning when she was telling me about the whole kangaroo situation. I literally didn't know that they eat kangaroos. And what she said to me regarding the grilled kangaroo, she said she tasted the grilled kangaroo, but she never liked it because it was filled with blood. And I'm like, what in the world? No, kangaroo actually almost built like a man with them muscles and them abs and something. Like, how does somebody eat kangaroo? you know and then I had it on my mind for the entire week. I had it on my mind. I cannot get past it all now. Every day, like every day, me ask Father. When I wake up since then, me like, Father, kangaroo, kangaroo dumpling. And I remember when I spoke to a student, I think it was from Turkmenistan or Kazakhstan, and I can't remember which one of the Stan countries, and one of their main dishes is horse. And I'm like, how the hell, how do people eat that? And then this morning, I was sharing the kangaroo story with somebody, and, a revelation happened. Well, not a revelation. It was, I don't know if it was a revelation or the spirit jogged my memory to another class I had, but this was years ago, maybe about 6 years ago or 7 years ago, when I was talking to a student from China, and she said to me that the only reason why they started to eat dog is because there was a famine. There was a famine and dogs were abundant, so they turned to dogs and start eating dogs. And of course, because them start eat dog, now them start eat cat, and them start eat all sorts of other things. No, usually when we are in famine, whatever the case may be, we go through it. Yes, some people will die, right? Or eventually, the Creator will help us, right? And, well, I strongly know that I strongly know that Yahweh, who made the heaven and the earth, will help us and bring us back home to what we are supposed to actually eat. What we're supposed to actually eat. So instead of turning to the Creator, we start name off everything off of the earth. All living thing that has organs just like us. They breathe the same air as us. They have this, when you kill them, are the same red blood run out of them same way too. So every time there is something wrong or there's a famine, we turn to external things that we're doing more harm than good. And instead of going back to the Creator, we start nyam every damn thing we're not supposed to nyam. And then during my conversation, when I was telling this person about the whole kangaroo story too, and I also was also sharing with him the Chinese dog story. The Spirit also said to me, even the milk and cheese that we eat, right? Majority, like the brands out there, we shouldn't even be eating them. Because when it comes to milk, right? If we are eating milk that comes from a cow or goat or sheep, and those animals have babies sucking, we shouldn't be taking their milk. Just like the fruits, there are seasons when these animals will produce and they have no babies to feed. So we can actually take the milk and make with curd or cheese or whatever we want to make with it. But if they have babies, we shouldn't be taking their milk. And we should not be raising them just for milk. When you have animals, you shouldn't be raising them just for their milk. Worse, raising them just for your meat to eat. I'm going to care what nobody wants to say. Everybody going to say, but Yahweh said if you eat this or Yahweh said if you eat that. Yes, He pardoned us. He pardoned us, And He pardoned us to eat these specific things, but yet still we still go outside of that the dietary law there. And gone them other things same way. You get me, I say? So He pardoned us to eat cow, goat, and I can't remember the foot with the clothes or something like. I can't remember the dietary laws. But me not eat meat none at all. But I know it's in Leviticus. And He pardoned us to eat it. And we still go outside and I eat other things same way and think it's okay. No, it's not okay. It's not okay. So we're not supposed to raise animals for nyam them. Just for nyam them. And we're not supposed to take the milk from animals when they have babies. We take it when it's free for us to have, meaning they have no babies. And they should be free range. We should look at them like we should take care of them like how we take care of ourselves. It's not just humans who love with neighbors ourselves. Animals too. Animals too. You love the animals just like you love yourself. So there's a time when they produce the milk and you can take it and do what you want to do. But just use them just for the milk. Or use them milk when them have baby. Because that's how you will always see them. So because you see them like that, just for milk and meat, you cage them up and they're not free range. Because you look at them as just food. That's why you have these animals in these small tiny spaces are raised just for take them milk or when them have baby and for meat. And when you name that, that's why some of us are depressed and all sorts of things happen to you. You ate life, literally. You ate another life. You kill it and you it. So that was like during the conversation this morning with the person, that came up. The Spirit led me to even tell him about the whole milk and cheese situation. So, and it's a reason why, I love cream cheese. But I remember buying a particular brand, I won't call the name, and when I ate that cream cheese, I felt it was like a spirit of anger came over me, and I kept wondering, why me feels every time I eat a cream cheese there? It's one of those companies that it's not free range milk, it's not free range cows. They have them in these small spaces. Right? So it's a reason why some of us stop eating meat as well. We have no appetite for meat. We have lost our appetite for meat. And literally going back to what Yahweh initially told us to eat. Green things, fruits with seed and the seed inside. I literally started eating those things on the start of my journey. And I'm not forcing anybody to do what I'm doing. I'm just really showing you how far we have fallen and how worse we have got. We were pardoned to eat certain animals, and yet we still went overboard. But some of us are going back home. And if you want to go back to that kingdom, his original kingdom, his kingdom, right, then you're gonna have to follow suit. You're gonna have to do what we do. You're just gonna have to do what we all do, right? And as me say, we fell, and we fell before even we get the commandments. The commandments was just to stir us in the right direction. But see, we get worse. We got worse. But anyway, guys, I actually just wanted to share that with you all. Take what you want from it. I know everybody's going to have a different perspective. I notice every single thing I share, there is always a different perspective out there. But the one thing I've never seen when everyone shares a different perspective is they never talk about going back to righteousness or the commandments. They still want to lean to their own understanding and still want to do what they want to do. But hey, their perspective is logical. But if you feel that his commandments aren't righteous and his ways aren't righteous, that's up to you. That's up to you. But I'm sharing what I'm led to share. And I just want to tell you about this cheese and this milk thing, right? And this whole meat thing. I'm not telling you to stop because, as I said, some of us were pardoned. Not some of us, we were pardoned to eat certain things, but we still went overboard. We still went overboard. But anyway, I wanted to share that with you guys. Take care, everybody.